This is part one of a three-part series of why RVing in 2021 is going to be a lot different and the things that you need to know in order to prepare for your RV travel. In 2020, RV sales skyrocketed and a lot of people turned to RV travel for an alternate means of travel. They didn't want to go on airplanes and they were worried about staying in hotels. And so RV travel is a great alternative where you can essentially social distance and still travel the country and see different sites. In the first part, what we're going to discuss is reservations and planning your trip and where you're going to go. When we bought our first coach in 2018, we had no idea. We thought that, we bought the coach in October. We had planned a trip in April and quickly found out that we couldn't get reservations anywhere. We were thinking we were going to Yosemite and Yellowstone and Glacier National Park, and that was just absolutely out of the question. We learned quickly that a lot of these campsites book well in advance, most 6 months to a year in advance. As you can see on this graphic, there's different wait times and reservation windows for different places. For example, National Forest Service is 6 months in advance. State parks in Arizona are 1 year in advance. Some others are 6 months, and some have first come first served to their own state residents rather than outside of the states. So certainly do your research and make sure that you can get into a park that's on your planned trip. If you're full-time RVers like we are, you need to plan the winter months even more in advance because there's only a handful of states with warmer climates, whereas in the summer you have the whole country open to different RV parks, so the supply and demand is different. Previous to COVID, there was a lot of snowbirds who traveled to the south, a lot to Arizona, a lot to Florida and Texas. 2021, it's going to be even more difficult to plan ahead and make this travel. So how do we plan our travel? We started last year while we were actually traveling in Idaho, planning for the complete next year. And we use a program that's based online. It's called RV Trip Wizard. And with RV Trip Wizard, it allows you to set your destination and your takeoff point. And depending on the length of your trip, if it's a multi-day trip, you can see all the different options that there are for different campgrounds, National Forest, Bureau of Land Management, places to stay. And they've updated the program to even show parks that are closed due to COVID. The other big consideration is your RV requirements as far as your rig is concerned. Do you need 30 amp service? Do you need water and sewer? Do you have a big rig that's 45 feet and towing a vehicle or have a dolly? All these things play into your planning stage, and the larger you are, the more limited you are going to be as far as spots that are available out there. In addition to RV Trip Wizard, we use a book called Big Rigs Best Bets. And what this is for is anybody who essentially is 40 feet or larger. And it lists all of the campgrounds, at least the ones that they've reviewed, that are great for having a larger RV. And when you go into it, they'll give you a good description of not only the campground, but for example, which site numbers are the best, whether there's tight turns, narrow roads, everything that you need to know to make sure you don't stress when you navigate into a new campground that you've never been to before. We highly recommend using a guide like this before you make your plans. The other thing we do when we look at a campground, there's various other resources out there where you can get reviews. RV Trip Wizard has reviews, Campendium has reviews. See what other people experience as far as Wi-Fi availability and other services that you may need for your RV. Along with planning reservations in advance, make sure your RV is up to date on service. With the boom, we have seen wait times extremely long, and if not double what they used to be pre-COVID. For example, we made a reservation to have our coach serviced in December, and the earliest we could get in was February 22nd. The same thing goes for any accessories that you may need to bring along on your trip if you don't have them already. For example, we've been waiting since last September, and it's now January 2021, to get a bike rack that's been on back order. And also last year, I noticed that some supplies like Happy Camper, the sewage treatment chemical that you put in your black tank, was unavailable. You might find difficulty in getting some of the supplies you need, so all this is important to do way before you actually get in the RV and start driving. Lastly, if you're still shopping for an RV, be prepared to make a decision when you find one that you like. Far too often now, if you sleep on it, it will be gone. We went through this last year. We found one. We were going back and forth on whether we wanted to pull the trigger on it, and it sold from under our feet. I recommend that if you have the ability to do so, put a deposit down on the unit and then schedule an independent inspection service to come out and to look over the RV. In our next video, what we're going to discuss is if you have your trip already planned and something happens, your park gets closed or the state has stricter restrictions that prohibit you from going, and how we dealt with it last year, and give you some tips and walk through actual planning on the RV Trip Wizard to show you how to have a plan B and be ready, especially if you're a full-timer. If you have any tips as far as making reservations yourself, please leave those in the comments and share for everybody else to read, because the way of the RV community is sharing knowledge is a win for everyone. And if you found this information useful, please like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. Thank you, and we'll see you in our next video.